Hello there, welcome to Smugglers 5. As I said, during this Easter I will be doing a little bit of different games here. I will be setting up another game that will run in tandem, I guess I should say, with my Banished game. The recording is starting to take some time there, so I can't really afford to put a Banished game up every single day. And with that, we're going to start another game that will go in every second day, every third day, depending on how many games you actually want me to play it. But first down we have Smugglers 5, and it's a turn-based game that I found to be kind of fun here. I think we'll go with, as you can see, there's 4 factions that you can choose from. Federation, good choice for traders, mercenary bounty hunters. The Outer Rim, strongest faction in Rebellion, suitable for all professions. The Coalition, great opportunity for every trader, but might be difficult to survive long enough. Basically, they're kind of weak and you might get trashed. The Syndicate, the Pirates and Smugglers, basically. So that's the face of it. I think we're going with the Outer Rim here, since, well, they are more or less suitable for all professions. We'll go with Hawk, we'll go with the Face. I don't really care too much about that. So as you can see, there's currently 6 professions. We have a Fleet Trader, basically a trader but a part of the military. We have a Free Trader, which is a free adventurer that you can basically do whatever you want with. We have a Fleet Officer, which, well, you are a Fleet Officer. That's the basic gist of it. So I'm a little bit unsure what I actually wanted to choose. If we Fleet Officer, a more or less a higher ranked guy in the military. We have Bounty Hunters. Once again, adventurers mostly. I have no idea if we actually you are a real jack of all trades. So you might want to join the fleet and gain the skill required to conquer whole space systems. Smugglers, illegal traders, pirates. Well, you are well on your own. I'm a little bit unsure what I actually want to go with, but I think the funniest thing to actually go for here would potentially be a bounty hunter, because, well, who doesn't like a bounty hunter? We'll go with that. So I believe we're not actually part of the... No, we're actually part of the Outer Rim Alliance right now. And as you can see here, I am 21 years old. I have 3 lives. You get end alive every time you level up. And this is one of the random events, a artifact. We might as well go to it. As you see here, you find a strange little alien artifact. You can either sell it on the black market or give it to the government for fame. I think we'll sell it because we do need money. But 2,500 credits aren't exactly very much here. As you can see, this is my ship. It's basically a tiny fighter. That's the gist of it. We have speed, we have shields, we have a cargo space of 20, which is hilariously low. So I think we're going to first here, Outer Rim Hellcat, a Corvette. That's the class up from my ship. I was still looking for a pirate, to be perfectly honest here. So as you can see, we can take patrol missions. They are basically the easiest thing to do, since you usually never run into anything. We can also go for search and destroy pirate Star Wolves, but we have ambush missions. We have well, transport. When I can do 20 units, I have to run 10 times back and forth. So I think we'll not do that. I think we'll first go for a search and destroy mission, actually, just to show how battle in this game actually works. As you can see, the New Italy system is under attack, and that's basically wars between the factions. As you can see, since I'm on the defending side against a pirate, I get reinforcements. 8 turns into the match, I get reinforcements. They do a tiny little bit of damage, but they are definitely useful. As you can see on this line here, we have some abilities here. Scatterfire, basically a tiny gun. We have provides a very high chance of gunfire during this turn, requiring uses of 1 active ability. So in other words, to use this one, which gives you a high hit chance, I have to, for instance, use this and then sacrifice it. So it's not the best, really. This one gives you increased dodge chance. This one gives you, well, you trade out some of these. You don't choose what. Another Scatterfire, and this one supposedly gives you better aim, although I kind of refuse to believe it. Energy transmitter, as you can see here, each ship has a special ability. This one has this one actually increases my gun damage by 100% once it's activated, and I have no idea how many turns it actually lasts. I would like to know that, but they didn't actually fit that into the description, or they just didn't bother. I don't know. You have your lasers, you have your missile, and you have your ECM. ECM is used to counter incoming missiles, so I think we'll just start by firing our own here. As you can see, it used 4 of my 5 action points, and I think we'll actually fire a scatter fire at him. And as you can see, it didn't really do too much damage, 7, but it's useful. Unfortunately, here my enemy managed to stop my ECM, which of course is bad. We are going to use a special ability though here. Fire a scatter fire. 14 damage thanks to the double. Unfortunately, our lasers didn't hit. And now, of course, he fires his own missile, which we were able to mislead, luckily enough. And we'll do a dodge, because there aren't really too much else we can do. And also, I would prefer not to getting hit too much here. I think we'll go for scatter fire since our double damage is still up. But it was just a scatter fire. Unfortunately, I'll be an EMP. This is something that you can actually do. And then I'll lose a turn, which means that he can fire at me as much as he really wants here. I guess we'll go for aiming and another missile. Hopefully he won't be able to ECM this one as easily as it did last time, but this is a ability that actually enhances your ECM. It's usually a 40% chance of disabling the missile. We actually hit with our lasers. This is a big step. And of course now we might actually get hit by that missile and die. See, the missiles here do quite a bit of damage compared to well, conventional weapons, and we are going to get hit here, unfortunately. It might actually take half my health. I'm a little bit unsure what kind of missile that is, but as you can see, it did a ton of damage. Luckily enough, I do have reinforcements now, so I should be able to beat this guy if I hit him. There we go. Ship destroy, you save experience points, and I loot some cargo here. 960 along with that reward. It's not really too much, and as you see, my ship is actually damaged. Alrim fighter. Well, not interesting there. We're going to go for a patrol mission, and the reason for that is very simple. You don't always run into something, but you need to actually allow time to pass here to, well, fix up your ship, more or less. We're also going to save up money because I want to buy a, as you can see, you have some different options here in the menu. We can visit the governor. Unfortunately, he is not here. He is on that planet. There's just one governor system. I go to the bank, take a loan, but what would I want to? As you can see, 500 turns is actually 500 days, so that is fine. I can buy new ships. There's 3 classes higher than mine, the Corvette, the Destroyer, and the Cruiser. We'll probably try and get our Corvettes as soon as possible. As you can see, they're not really that expensive. And if all we're going to do here is actually fight, we might go for a tug here. But as you can see, the Shadowcat here actually has a larger cargo space than the tug, but it does have a lot bigger shields. We might have to consider that. But for now, I want to do an upgrade to my ship, and that is upgrading the engine. That actually more than doubles my speed, which in at least these missions make things go a little bit by faster. And that is, of course, important. Alrim Stargun, fighter. Once again, part of my team here. Wouldn't really want to attack that. I guess we'll do another patrol, and then we'll do another, well, ambush mission. We'll get closer to what you can do on the planet once I actually get enough money to buy myself a new ship. And it's going to take a little bit of time here. Ambush, Pirate Orca, Hellcat, Orca. I'm pretty sure that these are actually Federation Dart. I haven't actually seen that ship, so I want to test what I want to try on there. Oh, that's a tiny laser. I probably don't have a bigger one. No, these are kind of good. There's actually 3 action points. It means that I'll fill up 1 bar for, well, virtually nothing, which would allow me to, for instance, do this. Suddenly I have 3 points. I can then go for aiming and fire my lasers at them. So yeah, ECM at once, and wow, we did 2. Good. Email Man actually, it doesn't actually allow you to dodge, but it increases the damage your guns do by, well, at least a small margin, which is good. We'll do a dodge, I think, and then we'll fire guns twice. Miss both. Horrible. And I can't fire any missile yet, so I think we'll we haven't taken any damage either. So this is a tractor beam. This is basically what you use if you don't want your enemy to escape. If you're hunting pirates, it's really useful. But other than that, people don't usually run away. So I think we'll go with the scatter gun, which is, as you can see here, a weaker gun that does half the damage of your, well, regular guns. Doesn't mean that it's useless, however. And I think this time we'll just fire a new missile and go scattergun here. As you can see, it's almost dead, so If he has to use the ECM, that's good for me. We'll just fire, and as you can see there, he was destroyed. I've been rewarded. Defense of Scotland campaign ribbon. Well, it basically means that I leveled up and got myself another, well, ribbon here. That's one of the points of the game, actually, to see how many of these you actually can get. I actually went through a game as a free trader, then went Pirate Empire, some kind of thing, but I was basically just to learn the ropes. I have no idea. I didn't actually get a single one of these ribbons, I think, because I was, as I said, pirate for loads more or less. I was just messing around. I think we'll, as I said, try and get ourselves enough money here to get a little bit of a bigger ship. With my current with the small size of my current ship, I can't really go out of system. I'm stuck here until I actually get that bigger ship. So easiest thing I think is just to go patrol here. We'll probably do a battle every now and again, and like here. So as you can see, this is some of the special events that you can get during battle. This is basically a well, long range. So we start far away from each other. It's a Star Wolf, which could actually be kind of dangerous because I believe the Star Wolf is a modified. No, this one is actually a modified Star Wolf, so I have the better ship. We can attempt to close in, but as you can see, it's not really that useful early fight. I usually have had the best luck with that around the turn 3 or 4. Let's see if we can actually disable that annoying missile of his, and we actually hit with a scattergun. But he focused fire and hit me, which hurt quite a bit here. I think we're actually going to fire our missile in an attempt to actually, well, force him to use his ECM and hopefully waste his turn. That didn't actually work out as planned. Of course, nothing ever does. I think we'll actually go with the scattergun here and fire twice, see if we can do some damage. Got 14 and then he does 12. I think it's time to actually try and get closer, and as you can see, we had quite a little more luck with that. I can either dodge or I can do an Immerman for attempted more damage. I think we'll do that. And it doesn't really do that much more damage to 3, but it helps. Every little piece it does, I guess. I guess we'll just scattergun and fire twice at him. Hit once. This is one of the problems with getting close. The missiles here become a real problem. I need to destroy it this turn, otherwise I am almost dead. But thankfully I get an Immelman here, which actually prolongs the travel time by 1. But it's kind of weird that I'm failing as much as I do with my ECM because of the fact that it has a 40% chance of disabling the missile, but unfortunately I couldn't. As a result, I got killed, but I have leveled up once, and every time you level up, you actually get an extra life, which of course is wonderful. I think we'll do this patrol mission once again. They pay the most, and as such, they are basically the best thing here. Well, then suddenly the computer informed me of a problem. So apparently the sun is being a bitch and firing, well, radiation and EMPs on you. So we have to use arithmetics in these kind of fights to calculate next sun eruption, and in order to avoid it. If you don't do this, you'll suddenly get EMP'd, which of course is a pain in the ass to deal with, but not really that much of a problem once you get used to it. As you know, you lose this spot because it always goes one to the left, so I should actually use this AP instead of the other. So I guess we'll actually use both here. We'll fire our missile and we'll use the scattergun for a little bit of damage. Enemy ECM fails twice. And I believe that was actually my opponent here getting ECM'd. Because that is when I remember the ECM sound, or the sound of disabling the missile. As I said, I've tried this a little bit, but not much. We'll do an Immerman for a little bit of extra damage. And yes, it was ECM. That is basically the ECM sound. I did lose my arithmetics though, so we're going to replenish that. Calculate next sun eruption in order to avoid it. And also ECM is a very good thing when you actually have missiles, because it will basically guarantee that you'll hit with the missile, and as you can see they do extreme amounts of damage. I think here we'll just go full on destruction mode and destroy our opponent here. Only 570 gold in the cargo. Or credits. Complete a patrol, 9,000. Good. Let's see here. Search and destroy, search and destroy. We're going for a search and destroy mission here on Hiraxin, which of course is far away. Once again, we get a, well, long range fight. I will fire my missile in order to just keep him busy. And hopefully here he'll miss a lot, but that sucks. It always happens too, that's the worst part. No matter how many times I try, it always fails. Well, as you can see here, this thing is supposed to increase my chance of hitting the enemy, which is actually fairly good. We are going to use an Immelman here in an attempt to do a little bit extra damage. And we're also going to, I think, try and close in now. And we managed to pull that off. Of course, closing in and being right in front of him is a bad idea. So we're going to try and dodge his shots here. And it was successful. And with that, I think we are just going to fire a missile and up a chance of hitting with the A skill. Unfortunately, I managed to actually ECM that without any problems at all. We'll aim a man for some extra damage and just fire. Double hit, very good. Of course, him hitting us wasn't that good, but another double hit. This is going fairly well. Until now, we're getting hit by a missile and getting killed again, like last time. But yeah, this game it's kind of a slow start, but once you get it rolling, it can get really. At least I got kind of immersed into it. I haven't actually played that much. I played about 2 hours earlier, but there's quite a bit of things I would like to test here. But my only complaint so far with this game is more or less that it lacks depth. There's not too much you really can do. It's on every random the random events in space. It's always the same lines, and as you can see here, always the same lines here. The reason why I won there without actually doing any damage is because the reinforcements hit him for me. And I've been rewarded. The Freedom Campaign Ribbon. Unit that can only be maintained by swords and bayonets has no charm for me. So, as you can see, it seems like you get a ribbon every time you level up. That's at least my consensus here. Which means that if you start as a free pilot, you'll of course have less ribbons than if you actually started as a military pilot. We're going to do some more patrols here, but as I said, there's not really too much to do. It very quickly gets kind of repetitive, and my test game here, I did try to play as a trader. I had quite a bit of luck with that, and the reason for that is fairly simple. Traders can make quite a lot of money here, and the easiest way to make money in this game is to have a trading ship. I'll probably do that once we upgrade. And basically visit the systems that are at war. Buy medicine, guns, and what's the last one? Engines, I believe I went with. And then transfer them to the nearby systems that are at war, because prices there are always incredibly high. So if you aim at actually earning money and selling things, you can very quickly get better ships. Special event, we battle here with a minefield in the center. So I think my plan is to fire a missile and then try and dodge, in order to not get a missile in my ship here. And well, not a missile, but a mine. As you can see, I managed to hit a mine even though I tried to dodge it. And as a result here, we are now currently in a very bad spot. So let's just fire on an enemy here. And I'm almost dead, because the game randomly decided that every single mine here should hit me. And there we go. Battle over. So as you can see, bad luck can really have an effect on you, especially when it comes to those random events. The reason why I'm doing a couple of extra missions now, even though I have the money to buy a bigger ship, is because once again, I want to buy a bigger engine, so I can travel faster, so I can do things faster, things like that. And all in all, do better here. No life signs aboard a ghost ship. Get money. As I said, all of the events give exactly the same. I would have liked if you actually found a ghost ship that didn't have anything. Found a ghost ship that was could potentially be put back in use, things like that. In my opinion, that would have made the game so much more interesting and so much deeper. But as you can see, I hate to actually say this because I do kind of like the space game setup here, but it just gets very, very repetitive very, very quickly, which is, as I've said, not a good thing. I dare say. But we'll go ahead here. We'll buy a new ship. We only have money for the Corvette class. I think we'll go with a Shadow Cat here, because I did say that I wanted to do some trading to show you that aspect of the game. So we'll take a Shadow Cat here, and that actually requires crewmen. The smaller fighter class ships are, well, they only fit you, so you don't really need crewmen. We can hire crewmen on, as you can see here, the bar. We can hire Space Marines, we can hire officers, and we can also hire crewmen. The robots here, you can only get them in battle, or by having high relations with a senator, I believe. That works. Officer can, well, improve the fighting force of your crew. Have 10 of these. Is, well, fairly useful. But, as you can see, no governor seat. But what I wanted to do here was buy a new ship. Did I buy a new ship? I did. We now have a Corvette. So I think we're going to upgrade our ship here. First and foremost, the engine. No, not the engine first and foremost. We want to do some trading. So, what do we want for trading? We want the trader, the price algorithm here. And the reason for that is actually fairly simple. By using that ability, now that we actually take up the trading menu here, the trade screen, if I click on these now, I'll see what the prices are everywhere around, but that's not really what we're interested in. What we're interested in is going to New Island. And if we check synthetics, no, robotics prices there, even medical prices, they should be quite higher, so let's just buy all the medicine. Weapons are kind of expensive here, so let's not buy those. We'll take a quick stop on Tempest, I think. As you can see, medicals just got quite a bit cheaper. We'll buy as many as we can. We'll do the same on Nox. That is suddenly got expensive again. So as you can see, the prices fluctuate quite a bit. Now we have all the... our cargo hold is full. So we'll try and fly to New Island. Unfortunately here we ran into a Patton, which is an even higher class than our own. It's a destroyer class ship. And I don't have any abilities that actually allows me to run away. So we have to fight here. We'll use the AP points. This one is kind of good. It gives you 3 action points, and purple basically means that they're rare or an updated version, depending on how you want to look at it. I do have that special ability with this ship, another one. While activated, chance of ECM to ECM your missiles is reduced. We're actually going to use that because, of course, having missile not being ECM'd is, of course, a very nice thing to have. But it didn't work too well, and also as you can see there, I did 27 damage and he healed his shield, which actually got back 81, so for me to win this battle I have to have quite a bit of luck. We'll see. My apologies. But as you can see here, you can fight quite a bit of times and there's not really too much I can do here in order to try and win. I can always try. But, yeah, hit by ECM. This is not going, EMP, sorry. This is not going too well. I think we need to do some dodging. Let's see here. I think we'll do an Immerman and just try and fire on him. As you can see, we can do damage, but these fights take forever, more or less. So, let's scatter fire and just keep on trying, although I am pretty damn certain that I'm more or less dead. The only positive thing, yeah, as far as I can come up with, is that due to the fact that I'm small, he kind of has a hard time here hitting me. But I don't know if that's really a positive thing at all. we'll have to see. So I think we'll do an Immerman here, try and get some extra damage, and just well, keep on firing, of course. Not really that much else I can do here. We'll dodge and fire. Missed both. Horrible. And 50 damage. Wow. I am in trouble. So yeah, as you can see, going up against a ship that's a high class in your own requires you to usually upgrade both your missiles, your ECM, your lasers, everything needs to be, well, a higher level than what I currently have it as. The only thing I've upgraded is my what would have been actually what I should have upgraded, targeting system, but instead I set in the traded thingy in order to try and get some to earn some money here. And there we go, the fight is over. I took about what, 3/5 of his health, and then I got destroyed. So I have 2 life points left. I need to kind of make an attempt here at survival. New Island is a system of our own, apparently. Nope. medical price ain't really that high here. Another war, that's how it is. I misinterpreted the UI here. Systems that are war as actually, as you can see, the two swords. And that's where things are going to be, well, a money-making base. As you can see here, I bought these for about 300. I can now sell them for quite a bit more. And that is basically what we're going to do. We're going to travel between the systems, buying medicine, selling medicine, all that kind of thing. We are also going to upgrade our engine here in order to make, well, the trading go faster. And that's basically it. We're going to try and avoid fights, but of course that's kind of hard, especially when we have a coalition Star Wolf here. But I guess we'll fire a missile, we'll dodge, we'll use the AP and fire our scattergun. As you can see, this is actually a lower class ship than what I'm currently using, so I should be able to win this pretty clearly. As you can see, I've already taken down 2/3 of his health, so we'll just shoot him down, get it over with, and we'll buy medicine. That is basically, as I said, the plan here. We buy medicine, we buy weapons, we go then to a system where battle is happening, and well, make something work. Of course, the long range event is just annoying, if you ask me, and the reason for that is fairly simple. The odds of hitting are lower, and the battle usually just takes far longer time. So it's really, really annoying, honestly. And I took quite a bit of damage there. Can I close in? No, I can't. So I think we're actually going to change out the entire line. There weren't really too much I could use. And that type of missile right there is actually quite good for... it's a long-range missile which hits no matter how far away you are. So long-range engagement is of course of benefit to people who actually use it. And once again, my ECM is probably going to get me killed here since it doesn't fire. Luckily, it didn't get me killed, but it got fairly close. And I took 450 damage there from an aimed shot. So closing in here is probably a horrible idea, but I kind of have to want to have a chance. Shark is actually, once again, this thing is a class higher than what I'm actually flying myself. So I'm probably going to get trashed here. Regenerating my shields gives me 15 points. He did 150 damage last time, so that sucks. I do have reinforcements now, but they only do 20 damage a turn, which is, no matter how you slice it, very little. I can potentially win, but I'm kind of reliant on him not hitting me, that ECM hitting, things like that. So we're just going to try here and do some damage. But if he recharges his shield just once, he basically undo everything that I did that turn if I hit on both volleys. And of course he's able to get rid of my ECM at the last second. Why wouldn't he? We'll try a new missile here. And first try, twice. Reinforcements are still doing their job though, so it's not horrible, but I kinda wish that this guy would just put me out of my misery. And almost there with the missile. But I have no idea why. It seems like the game kind of helps you once you get to low health. They miss a whole lot more. I have no idea if it's intentional or not, but now I'm finally dead. And I got killed, so the game might actually be over here. But we are still going to try and sell our medicine here. The goal, of course, will be to try and get a little bit of a... how should I put this? The goal will more or less be to try and get ourselves into a position where we can get enough money to get a destroyer class. Destroyer class are basically strong enough to do mostly a lot of well, shenanigans, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to just buy medicals and weapons. Go to that system, sell them at the Howling, and as you can see, our weapons go for quite a bit more than I actually sold them for. I've been rewarded second lieutenant, thanks to well, just trading in this case. And with that, I can now choose a new ability. I can go for, well, escape criminals to rich traders in the bar, randomly find bounty on mission targets. I can go with this one. Gives 25% more fame for each destroyed vessel. We can go ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Gives, well, a concentrated shot, more or less. Can go for this one here. No, we can't actually. Go for this one, a taunt, decreasing hit chance. But I think what we're actually going to do is just just take this one. It will most likely be rather useful when we actually get a ship and start hunting people, since there are bounty missions and things like that. But for now, we are just going to continue trading, bringing engines, medicine, whatever we can really into the enemy or the bad systems here. Or, as I said, the systems that are currently at war, which are Land's End here. The prices also fluctuate quite a bit, so if you get a bad price, just travel to Sun and back, for instance, and the price will be a lot better usually. But I get these pretty decent prices for everything here, so we're just going to sell all. And that is basically how I prefer to do trading. As you can see, I've earned quite a bit more credits right now than I did as the tiny ship. But well, this has been my more or less introduction to Smugglers. There's basically not much else to it. You can also fight with systems later on when you get battleship class ships, things like that. You can board ships too if you have the skill. Other than that, you can explore planets. You grow tired of limited entertainment of space point, decide to take a shuttle out to explore the planet's surface. There's no life in Holding Wind, but the icy landscape is described as chilling in every sense. You land a shuttle on a secluded ice shelf and watch the sun rising over the mountain. You just think how eerie and quiet the planet is when you hear a sudden creaking noise. What's that noise? Let's get out of here. Well, you can actually die. I've done that quite a couple of times here, but I would expect the creaking noise of the ice planet actually whatever you're sitting on starting to move. So I think we're going to get out of there. And yeah, you feel the chill slowly tip back to an alarming degree. Here's what's going on. The heat from your rockets was melting the ice you landed on. If you stayed much longer, you might have been stuck. So, yeah, as you see, some of these events might actually kill you. Some of them might be a little bit more interesting. But all in all, things are a little bit interesting here. As you can see, it's actually system defense here. We're being attacked. So you can actually ask for missions in an effort to, well, influence. Yeah, I can go for combat patrol. Once again, this is our more or less battle. We can go for abduction. We have to find someone. Board a ship. I don't have a boarding ability, so it wouldn't actually matter. I can go for evacuation, which is actually transport people from one planet to another, usually out of system. So there's a lot of things you can do to influence your faction during war. And this screen here also changes quite a bit. If you're winning, you get more ships on your side, less on your opponent. And if they're winning, they have more ships, things like that. So I like that aspect. It's actually quite useful. But this is as much as we'll be doing this session. It's been quite long. It was, well, once again, to give you a little bit of an, well, preview of the game, what you can expect. If you want me to continue this, I will. But tell me what you think. Do you want to see more, or should I just lay it dead? If you want to see more, however, I'll probably do enough trading to get. I'll probably not be doing any invasions here. What I'll probably do if I continue is, before next time, I'll do enough trading. It'll probably take about half an hour to trade up enough to actually get myself a fully upgraded cruiser class, and then I'll probably go for boarding a battleship. So as I said, should I continue this or not? I'll probably do the trading off screen. I could do it on screen if you want to, but as I said, the main question: do you want me to continue playing Smugglers 5? Thank you for watching. Please have a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like really, and hopefully I'll see you around next time. If there is a next time with this one. Bye!